Hi, I'm Lucy from Sew Essential, and today I've got a roundup of patterns and fabrics inspired by the quarter-final week 8 of the Sewing Bee Series 11. Let's get started. So I'm doing quite well to be smiling because this is actually the second time I've recorded this video today. We had microphone trouble that I was unaware of, so I'm sorry that this video is going out a bit later than usual today. Last night was movie night. So we're used to seeing quite glamorous dresses and things on movie week on the Sewing Bee, but it was totally different this time. It had a very spooky theme. It got me feeling very Halloween-y. The made to measure challenge, there wasn't a lot of sort of things that were particularly wearable, but I've taken inspiration from what they've made and picked out really wearable patterns and fabrics for you. So let's start though with the pattern challenge, which was, I can't remember the name of the lady in the film, but it is the Alfred Hitchcock film The Birds, and it's the main female role in that film, and she wears a beautiful sort of sagey green wool cape, or jacket rather, and a lovely dress, very sort of 1960s style. And the bees sewed that up. They had to fully line it. I am going to do a jacket lining tutorial, which I will share with you. We'll get round to that. But they also had to sew gussets under the arms as well, which is quite a tricky detail for them to work on. And it had a collar, a open front without any fastenings, and then it had patch pockets on the front as well, which had to sort of line up with the hem of the jacket. So it looked quite simple, but the construction, you know, there were some fiddly bits there with the gussets to do, but I just thought a really beautiful, chic, timeless jacket. I've been a bit obsessed with jacket and coat making recently, and the pattern I thought you could use to create a similar thing was this Style Arc Harriet woven jacket. So this has got that sort of boxy, cropped shape that the jacket had that they made. It's got a similar sort of collar. It's got French darts to give it shape at the front, which I absolutely love. I love a French dart. They're very synonymous with that sort of 60s era. And then it has got a button down front, but obviously you could omit that if you wanted to. Just straight sleeves, and then very simple on the back. I think it'd be a relatively simple sew. There is a QR code to scan for a tutorial that accompanies the instructions in this pattern if you wanted to look at that. So yeah, the Harriet woven jacket was my first choice, and I was really inspired by all the lovely cozy tweedy looking fabrics that the bees used last night. And I've got this beautiful flannel, I think it's a Robert Kaufman, and it's got this really sort of mini herringbone effect on it, and it just reminded me of tweed fabrics, and I thought that'd be really lovely for that jacket. You could block fuse it if you wanted to make it a bit more structured, but it's a decent weight. It's a cotton flannel, so it is a nice weight, and it's lovely and soft. It's a really beautiful fabric, so that was my choice for that one. And then the other pattern I picked out is a simplicity pattern, 9239, and this has got that, it's a bit more oversized. It's got the collar, again a button down front, but you could omit that if you wanted to. This one's got patch pockets on the chest, and there's optional patch pockets down towards the hem like the bees had to make, and then there's different sleeve options as well. One of the sleeves has got an epaulette on it and is quite flared at the end. The other sleeve is quite straight and traditional, and the fabric I thought you could sew that up in is this gorgeous cotton fabric, which I just absolutely love for the autumn. It's the most autumnal, beautiful, warm colours. It's like a cotton sateen, soft on the back, and just this beautiful print on the front, and I thought that would be a really fun jacket for autumn. And one of the things the bees had to focus on was precision when cutting out. So it just made me, I saw that a lot of them were using rotary cutters and cutting mats, because some people find those easier for when you've got to do that real precision cutting. But don't forget, you can buy rotary cutters and cutting mats on our site, as well as beautiful scissors as well. I've got some Japanese Kai steel Janome ones off our site that have lasted me 10 years. So if you feel like you might need to up your game in that area as well, I'm popping links to everything below for you, including the patterns and the fabrics and all the tools and things as well. And then onto the made to measure, which, as I say, wasn't, you know, particularly wearable because they were instructed to make costumes for some sort of horror film. But like I say, I've managed to pick out inspiration from what they made for wearable things that you might actually want to sew. So Orla created something truly spooky, creepy, scary. She made like a doll's outfit. It was like a life-size doll, and it was so spooky. She absolutely nailed it. It really gave me the creeps looking at it, but it was such a lot of fun to make as well. I thought she had such a brilliant idea. But the dress that the doll wore was like an Edwardian-inspired dress, and straight away it reminded me of a lovely pattern that came out from Vogue last year, Vogue 2005. It's got that yoke at the top, it's got a lovely little frill stand-up collar, a frill under the yoke, a frill across the shoulder seam, and then it's a button-down front, and a full skirt that you can either make a maxi length or a knee length, and you can opt for short sleeves or full length long sleeves with a deep cuff. And just as we are heading into winter, that long version really appeals to me. And I've just taken inspiration from the styling on the packet. They've sewn it up in a brown and white spot fabric, but I thought you could use this black and white spot fabric that we've got, and that would be really timeless and classic. And I thought that would be a nice sort of smart dress for autumn winter. Yasmin made a fitted white dress that had like a bardo neckline, sleeveless, a very fitted panelled bodice, and then a relatively fitted skirt with a thigh slit. And again, that reminded me straight away of a pattern that came out, I think, this summer, which was Vogue 2105. It's got that bardo neckline, it's got the fitted panelled bodice, it's got a relatively fitted pencil skirt, the option to add a belt, and you've also got the option for a long sleeved version as well. It's a really classic, chic, lovely dress. And I thought that would look great sewn up in our prestige crepe fabric. If you wanted to make something like Yasmin did, you might not want the muddy prints on it and the bloody hand prints, but we've got our prestige crepe in ivory, but also we've got it in a lot of other colours as well. And I thought, to be honest, just a little black dress would be beautiful and would be very, very timeless as well. And then Gaynor sewed a full-length scuba sheath dress and then did like a dramatic cape over the top of it. And it was a story from like Welsh folklore that inspired her. And as soon as I saw that she was making quite a fitted, long stretch fabric dress, it reminded me of Butterick 7040, which I just think is a really beautiful pattern. Again, a relatively recent one. High neck, sleeveless, fitted on the bodice. Bit different to Gaynor's in that it's got a wrap skirt and a tie, and you can make it in a maxi length or a knee length version. And the fabric I would use to sew that up is our beautiful John Caldor Ritual fabric, which is a lovely slinky, soft jersey knit fabric. It's not, it's kind of like if you want to make something dressy, but you want it to be stretch fabric and you want it to be comfortable, this is a great fabric to use. It's got a decent amount of stretch in it. It's got good recovery, beautiful drape and movement, and it just feels more high-end than like your cotton jerseys, which I would use more for sewing t-shirts and sort of everyday wear. So that is my choice for that one. And then Kaz made like a full-length cape with a hood and a dress that went underneath, and she gave herself an awful lot of work to do, but she pulled it off, and I think the judges were quite impressed with that. But I thought not many of us are probably going to kind of embody or embrace that style perhaps this winter, but I did think actually a nice long cape could be a beautiful project to do for the autumn winter months. And I saw Vogue 8959, which had got a lovely full length cape. It's got a little collar and just a single large button to fasten it at the top. It's got slits to put your arms through. But then there's a lovely cropped version that hits at sort of sort of high hip, I would say. And then it's also got a version that hits at the mid-thigh, which is the one I was really drawn to. And I just thought, oh, that could be a really nice project to get your teeth into. Perhaps a little bit easier to sew a cape than a jacket or a coat, because obviously you haven't got to worry about sleeves and things. You've just got those little openings at the front. But yeah, I thought that could be quite a fun little project, and you could make it up in our boiled wool charcoaly sort of grey colour. It's not a charcoal actually, it's lighter than that, but just a nice basic colour that I think would easily pair with lots and lots of different items in your wardrobe. You could wear it with navy, you could wear it with black, you know, lots and lots of different things that you might wear every day. So that was good. And then I also found this other coating fabric which I really love, which again is a grey. It's a very pale, it's a pale grey. It's got a darker grey stripe running through it, and the stripes have actually got a little herringbone design on, so it's really gorgeous, really lovely, and again easy to style with lots of different things thanks to that very sort of neutral colourway. And then Kit sewed a really crazily scary scarecrow, but I just thought, you know, I think I will draw the line there. I don't think anybody's going to be looking at the scarecrow's baggy trousers and sort of oversized tunic that are made out of like hessian or something and thinking, oh, I want to make something like that. So I kind of didn't draw inspiration from Kit's outfit, but I did think it was absolutely fantastic. It was a really fun episode, really got me thinking about autumn and Halloween. I've popped a couple of Halloweeny patterns in our newsletter as well, just in case you are sewing for kids as well for Halloween. Don't forget that we stock patterns that you can use for that, and we've got like quilting cottons and poly cottons and things that might be useful to you when you're doing those sorts of things. Everything's on our website, available in the links in the description, so do jump on, check those out, and it's the best way you can support me to keep making this content. So thank you for all your orders. Have a great day. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.